Hi, I'm Rebecca Zadibel, and I don't know if you're like me, but I have kind of a problem with online classes. Over the past year, like many of you, I have taken my share, and I always like to think of myself as a perpetual student, and I feel learning new things is truly the fountain of youth for me. I love feeling as if I'm growing and developing, and as I'm doing that, I feel so invigorated. And so the way to do that of late has been online, right? Because nobody's teaching in person, or at least they haven't been. I know some places are beginning to open up, but there's still many places where learning and gathering in public with groups of other people really is impractical and maybe not safe. So online classes, what do you do about them? How do you make them better? As an instructor, that's been my challenge this year, to learn from the mistakes that I see other people making, and to also pay attention to how I feel as a student so that I can maybe anticipate the needs of my own students better. And that's why one of the things I'm really excited about with my new Ireland class. We'll be escaping, oh my goodness, to Ireland here, and we'll be exploring the beauty of white subjects in the landscape. Often you'll see in the painting to either side of me that white subjects in the landscape just create magic. And so we're going to be exploring a couple of different white subjects, and I'm going to also be focusing on this idea of helping you develop your own landscape. Because I think one of my critiques is that online classes teach you how to paint that painting. They don't necessarily teach you how to paint your own paintings, right? And we all want to try to be more original. As we advance, I think we should be looking for ways to be more original. And so part of my class this time around, while we explore Ireland together, will be to help you with designing your own landscape. Using multiple photo references, I want to walk you through the ways in which I envision or re-engineer photographs in order to make them more interesting. This particular painting here in the background is a perfect example of it. The beekeeper is a subject that I had photographed on her own. I had some great photos, and this white little cottage that she is adjacent to is a real place, but the two did not necessarily find themselves in the same frame of my camera. That was me inventing a story. And telling a story is so much of what we want to do as artists. We want to tell visual stories, stories that capture people's imaginations, and maybe stories that capture our feeling about whatever it is that we want to paint. So that's definitely going to be part of the class coming up in just next week. We'll be starting, and I'm so excited about it. You know, if you've also felt that you've lacked any sort of personal relationship with your teacher, I have found that that is a definite shortcoming in the online classes that I have taken. You know, there's no follow-up, there's no access to the teacher, there's no real opportunity after the initial presentation of material to ask the questions that invariably will come up during the execution of the painting. And so this time around, what we are going to be doing is we're going to be having not only a live presentation that will be recorded, so that way, whether or not you can be there, you will have access to the class. You'll also have access afterwards, even if you are there. So the live recording will be there, and then the following week, we're going to be having another live session where you'll have the opportunity to ask questions with the benefit of actually having tried the lesson. I will also be offering critiques. Now, when I say critiques, I want you to keep in mind that I really love to encourage my students. I like to find out what's working and point it out to you, and then I also like to talk about how things could improve. If you're like me, I'll just liken it to golf because there's a lot of analogies between golf and painting. If you're like me, every once in a while you hit a great shot. Maybe as an artist, every once in a while you paint a great painting. But as in golf, sometimes I hit that great shot and I have absolutely no idea why I scored better on that shot than another shot. To me, it felt like the same effort, but somehow I scored with that go around. In painting, it can be the same way. If you don't really understand the why of things, sometimes you're going to get lucky and you're going to paint a great painting. But it's really nice to have somebody in there educating you about why things are working and maybe why things aren't working as well. And all too often, it has to do with design. Design and composition are so fundamental. And I like to slip that in along the way and make sure that I'm teaching you these kind of fundamentals, even as we paint pretty pictures. Pretty pictures are much more fun to paint than exercises. So I hope you'll think about joining me. I hope you'll think about signing up for a little hand-holding. I guarantee that you'll get feedback on every painting that you post. Our Facebook group is vibrant, and even if you can't participate in the Facebook group, you could participate in the critiques that are available by simply emailing me. I'm available, and I'm interested in you as a student and in helping you grow. I hope that you will think about signing up and joining me for an escape to Ireland. I'll look forward to playing in the paint with you there.